Hey folks, welcome back to what could be, depending on how long these credits are, the final episode of Let's Play Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII. I'm the Mysterious JG. Let's let the credits roll. I can blather about whatever I want to blather about. So yeah, this is, I would say this is my favorite of the Final Fantasy XIII series of games. I skipped all the ending scene stuff, which is why I was surprised by so many things that happened. Because I had some bourbon and coke when I played this game a couple of nights ago to win and set up my new game plus file for just off-screen setting up save slots that we'll be seeing later. But not to the point where I'd completely forget every aspect of the story. I did skip most of this stuff. So there's a couple little things, like, it was very confusing. Right up until near the end, you're like, wait, since Jump, we've known she was going to betray Bunavelza. But, like, whether or not she should was the thing. And ultimately, Bunavelza's like, he's a jerk god. I guess he decided... It's not like, I mean, you can have it, particularly from Japan, because they are just caught up in how weird and irrational Western religion is. So you have this, it's not a story about how God created people and they went astray. Like, he created them, and he didn't understand in the first place what souls were about and free will, and he's going to create a new world with no free will, it sounds like. So, yeah, that's a dick move. I think it's appropriate for us to put a stop to that. Who did I want to see here? Caius is Liam O'Brien. Like, his voice sounded weirdly familiar to me. I don't know if he's been in anything else I know of for... Anyway. But yeah, the whole plot, the whole game, the main plot is pretty thin. Because from Jump, you know you're working for Bunavelza, but ultimately you're going to turn against Bunavelza. We know this. Even if Lightning herself doesn't really seem to know for sure until the very end, when he just reveals himself. She has one direct conversation with him, and he's just such a jerk, she knows she's going to fight him. But she's planning on basically seeing through almost all of his plan, except for the part where he lives. Like, he lives. She's going to, got one who can see. She's going to become the goddess of death and keep an eye on that stuff, which is what he wanted. Bunavelza wanted, but Bunavelza didn't want to get murdered. Bunavelza wanted this new world to be one where Bunavelza would be worshipped as a god, and people would do the things Bunavelza wanted people to do. We're not real clear on what that is. But no, he didn't seem to be into the whole free will thing. This is kind of implied, if not directly stated. So the ending gives us a whole lot of, like, get out of jail, we got a free pass on stuff, like, oh, but then it turns out that Lightning doesn't have to stay behind because her friends don't want her to. So they're going to just go into the world and not have anyone running this stuff? And then suddenly the Yules and Caius come back, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll take care of that instead of you. Because nobody likes us anyway. But then that would make Noel, aka Stud, sad, because he's in love with one of the 8 million Yules, and he can somehow tell them apart. And then Caius is like, oh yeah, well I can just let you have that one, and the rest of them will stay behind. That's not a problem. I probably should have done that a while ago. That would have been nice of me to do, but I guess I'm kind of a jerk. I was, after all, willing to create the nightmare, like this whole nightmare scenario of the world where no one can be born into the world did come from Caius trying to free the Yules from the cycle of death and rebirth. And then the chaos that consumed the world came from the Yules being in conflict with it. I don't know if Caius knew that was what was going to happen. But yeah, this is all kind of his fault. So in a sense, it makes some sense that he would stick behind and, you know, stop, like atone, but I don't think he's actually doing it. It's just him and the Yules hanging around in chaos forever. In an eternity of cycling souls. Oh, Cam Clark was in there somewhere. An eternity of cycling souls and what vaguely seemed to be statutory rape possibly going on. Okay, my guess is in there. Oh, everybody got a part in this somewhere, just playing some rando. Steve Bloom. Well, we knew that. Yuri Lowenthal, who is, of course, Luri Lowell, using an assumed name. Anyway, what was I getting at? Yeah, but still, this game is by far my favorite of them to play. As I found out, though, when doing New Game Plus just off-screen recently to set up some slots to load in this video, if you do New Game Plus on normal difficulty, and like every battle takes 5 seconds because you're like way overpowered and you just one-hit everything, and you skip cinematics, it is not a long game. It's actually a pretty damn short game. This game has more optional side content than any of the games that preceded it, obviously. Some of which are very silly. But the main core game content is really pretty short. The open world feel of it is what makes it fun. And that clock mechanic where you feel like you're running out of time. I mean, my personality made it so that I just got tense and feeling like I wasn't having an efficient playthrough and getting everything done I needed to get done. For somebody else, could have just relaxed and gotten past that. But the open world, like you can go to different places, you can do different things. Hey, let's see what kind of quests there are to do in the Wildlands. I've been in Luxarian for a while. Let's see what's going on here. It's borrowing a lot from the MMORPGs of the time. And yeah, I mean, that part of it was interesting. I've never been one to play MMORPGs, but that's probably the most fun I would have with it. It's be doing little side quests and just traveling to different places and seeing what kind of little things you can do. It was a fun part of the game. Everything not related to the main story was kind of fun, and everything related to the main story was kind of not terrible, but the I don't know, the Bunavelza thing, it was just so weird. Like, I talked about it a lot during the last video, but it's just this weird Japanese take on Western religion, where I guess if you like they want to tell these stories. Wouldn't it be interesting if this god they worship is actually a jerk? But it's like, okay, but you have to, like, in order for it to be possible for some hot chick with rose-colored hair to defeat him, he kind of can't be omnipotent anymore. Like, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too, as far as Bunavelza being like a real, true creator god with infinite power. Because it says he has infinite power, except he can't do these things that, if he could do, the plot would never have gotten to this place. So, I don't know. It could be a bit silly at times. But no, it's a fun game. Lightning is, I liked Zaz a lot in the first game, but, like, his role in the second game was pretty limited to that DLC, and he pops up, like, a little bit in the ending of the main game, too. But he's like, Zaz is one of those characters where I don't know how long we could follow him around as a protagonist without getting tired of him. Because his, like, I ain't trying to be a hero, I'm just trying to get through the day thing would eventually sort of stop working. And Fang and Vanille would get really irritating after a while. I liked Adult Cope, but part of the reason I liked him is he didn't show up that much. Like, we got enough of him for him to be kind of a cool together character. And Snow's an idiot. Like, Lightning was the only character who was going to carry a game like this. And I think she does it really well. Like, part of what's fun about doing these side quests is that Lightning's attitude this whole time is that she's on this mission to save souls, and she has to go and do these quests, but, like, people were like, I need you to go rescue sheep. She'd be like, what? And occasionally, like, there's something that I have a weakness for any game where a character is running around being the main character and the hero, but, like, other people will pop in via codec to tell them what's going on. It makes for a fun exposition, and Hope was, however, somehow a particularly irritating codec partner. And I'm not real clear on whether Hope was actually Hope or if he was Bunavelza, because when they say Bunavelza wakes up, and from that point, anytime we see Hope, Hope is just a puppet of Bunavelza, but it's not real clear what was going on with Hope before that. But yeah, I have my thoughts are all disjointed and random, but this is my favorite Final Fantasy XIII game. And overall, Final Fantasy XIII is a series I Let's Played because it was voice acted and I could do the Mystery Science Theater style thing of making jokes. But this is probably the only one that I would even consider playing through again just for fun. I haven't played through any of these games I've Let's Played. I haven't played through any of them again after Let's Playing it. Let's Playing a game is kind of how I put it down, put it to rest. But I don't think this will be the one that breaks the trend. But the odds of me picking up, it's in reverse order of like how much I like them. Lightning Returns is the most fun. X-2 is the most fun after that because at least you have a little bit of freedom of movement. And then the original is pretty clearly the worst. It sets the stage, it introduces the characters, it does a lot of the heavy lifting, but then like no aspects of that world are still intact in the later games other than the characters. And it's not even logical necessarily that the characters continue to exist. Like it involves a lot of people get frozen in Crystal Pillar and come back. But anyway, there is a post-credit scene. I was hesitating to. I want to make sure we get it. But I finally pressed a button because it was just sitting there. Okay, we do get it. We get a little glimpse of the new world. Oh, and it has trains. That's nice. Bunavelza created trains. And some sensible... well, not that sensible. They're not flats, I guess.
This journey is over now.
But you're literally on a train that is moving, Lightning. You are on a journey. Do you live on the train? It's not a fantasy. I guess the implication really is that they are reborn in a world that is not a fantasy world.
When the next will begin.
Because she's dressed in, like, more normal... I guess she's still got unnatural hair color. But she's dressed in what feels like normal clothes. The buildings look...
I only know.
What I know? Oh, jet streams.
That soon we'll be together.
She still looks really awkward when she smiles. Oh, and that's... I couldn't read the sign there. There's like cars. Okay, yeah. It would appear to me that she's been reborn in Ireland. Or possibly France. Oh, no, it looked on the map. I thought I saw Gibraltar. I think she's been reborn in France. But it's like modern France. Okay. The credits were not anywhere near as long as I thought they were going to be when I decided to break that video. I would have just... I certainly would have just let the video go. Well, no, it has been 13 minutes. Okay, so... I don't know how many... I'm creating a bunch of new saves at the end here. It's getting ridiculous, but... So at the end game, there was some kind of, I think it was like an audio CD or some nonsense, Japan only, like extra material for the game, and it had character interviews, and there was a journalist asking characters, writing a novel about these phantom memories people had of the old world, and it was never made available in English, and I don't know that it made any sense anyway. So I'm not going to worry about it too much here, but did I just... I think I just loaded the wrong file. Because I got more than one, like, end game save slot now. I just picked the first slot because I thought I had just saved to a new slot, but this is one of the things that makes the game so frustrating, is I can never figure out what the hell slot to load from. But anyway, so I've got... Hopefully we'll be able to figure this out. I've got a couple of slots here. Here we go. Primer, New Game Plus. After completing the game, you can return to the beginning, the first day on the Ark, to begin a new journey of salvation. Use this option to save souls you failed to help on your first attempt. Because you're not really intended to do all the side quests in one playthrough. What you'll retain from your new journey: battle parameters such as Lightning's HP and strength, most garbs, weapons, shield, and other equipment. The only exception I am aware of is the ultimate weapon and ultimate shield that you get in the last dungeon. Consumable items, not key items, records from battles, battle scores, etc. What will be lost to you: the memories of your exploits and your completed quests, all key items, and any monsters you had exterminated, including last ones. Now here's what's confusing. You get credit for killing those last ones, and they're in your bestiary, and you can turn in that quest of exterminating all the monsters, but they will continue to, like, monsters will spawn again. And I thought about, at one point I got confused. I thought about let's playing this game from my old New Game Plus starting file from like 10 years ago, and decided not to because I was afraid that the monsters I had extincted in that playthrough wouldn't appear, and I was wrong about that, so I could have used that New Game Plus profile. We would have been OP and the game would have been easier, but it is what it is. Because, yeah, so like goblins and niblets and goblets and shit will appear in New Game Plus. But I will also, in my bestiary, have credit for having wiped them out in a previous playthrough, which means that that quest where you have to defeat all the last ones, you can still turn it in without killing all the last ones in that playthrough where you turn it in. It's weird. Anyway. Starting again with New Game Plus. Hard mode, normal mode, easy mode. We'll go to normal mode. You know what? I'll do this because I don't know how to get out of it now. Because I think this game only has... I don't think there's a fourth higher difficulty. I think it's just normal difficulty and then hard or easy. And hard mode gives you... there are certain carbs you can and items you can only get in hard mode. Oh, look, we're defaulting to this outfit. I wonder which slot I just pulled up. So it skips the sequence where you fought against, you chased Hope around, like the opening sequence with the credits. It skips that and puts you straight into the first time you're at the Ark in subsequent playthroughs. And I think I might have just grabbed the wrong slot. Proof of overcoming limits. Limit break. When you obtain the proof of overcoming limits, Lightning will be able to exceed the limits that were previously placed on her growth. If you want to use limit break, open the main menu with Y and activate it in the settings menu. However, if you choose to use limit break, you will not be able to post your battle scores to Outworld services. Who cares? It's shut down anyway. I think I might have just chosen the wrong slot here. Yeah, I think I actually chose my old slot from years ago. But I did get Double Deity. So Double Deity is the weapon that... it's much smaller now. But this is the item drop that you occasionally get. Stagger power minus 90%. Strength minus 50%. It's weird. Strength plus 1,000. Strength minus 50. Overclock. Slightly increases the duration of overclock. Decreases strength by 50%. And it doesn't stagger. It's weird. But I didn't actually mean to do this anyway.
I can use the warp device to send you. It's best if you head for something strange is happening.
Okay, so we're going to warp down. Oh, I can now modify weapons and shields. I did play around with this off screen. There's nothing worth showcasing here. It's just a thing where you can now buy materials in shops. It's a gold sink, but it does allow you to power up certain items. You can just increase the raw strength and magic and defense stats of equipment. It's a massive gold sink, and I think the highest level, because I'm playing on New Game Plus normal, the highest level of stuff to get the best stats I think is only available on hard mode anyway. The only reason I'm coming back to the planet at all is because I'm trying to, I think it's only on day 2, there was a special resetting the game thing that you can do. So we'll accept this quest, and then I'm going to try to go to an inn and see if I can stall for time.
Someone's targeting the Savior. Let's see if we can find out anything from the crime scene.
The evils. I'd heard of the same guest, but I don't know who. At any rate.
Oh,
But is this man?
I was going to advance time to.
That's vital information. Good work, Light.
Something wrong?
I'm trying to advance time to the second day so we can see a special dialogue with Hope here.
All right.
This game, by the way, it is possible to go through New Game Plus over and over in stat max lightning.
If you see any people who need help,
And this is kind of what that entails. It's just like doing a couple of these very early quests. Like, this is the one where we have to walk Holmes back to his boss.
the Savior's mission is to rescue the souls of people trapped in prisons of pain and suffering.
And as oh, she doesn't have the...
You can lead their souls.
She's got Bunabel's weapon, but it's like folded in half or something. So this will be the last video. I'll let this one go long if needed, but all we're going to do in this video is show off a couple of things in New Game Plus.
The Order operates the regional transportation system.
Yeah, whatever.
It's the city's light. The Order is in charge of the investigation.
Hope, I mean, Light, you're going too fast through the stuff. I can't get all of my codex stuff done, but you're moving so quickly. All right, so this is the... We have returned Holmes to his owner. His little pet Holmes has now been brought back, and we've got all their souls, and
Well, a deal's a deal.
we obtained valuable information. Because this is the point in the game where we're trying to get clues to help the Inquisitor solve a murder.
Every night I can, whenever if there's one, those
And
fanatics-
it's a little trick. They make it seem like talking to NPCs is really going to be useful throughout the game. And in fact, it isn't.
No one. The Etro.
So they have this early sequence where the NPCs are given a lot of dialogue that is essential to advancing the story.
I'm pretty sure the Inquisitor.
And just makes it feel like the cities are going to be a little more alive than they really are.
The horror, I knew she'd been arising, but then she retired.
Because what I'm trying to do is advance this quest. And because doing that will help us with...
The Order has locked the area down.
It'll unlock the hotel, so I can just waste an entire day and go back to the Ark and see some dialogue that I can't remember if it is part
The
of...
Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in
Damn
this
it, I didn't
information.
mean to do that. I can't remember if this is going to be dialogue we can't see in the original... Oop, I'm hitting the wrong button, that's why I'm not jumping. I can't remember if this is dialogue that we see on day 2 in the Ark only in New Game Plus or not. So I'm going to showcase it just in case. But you get Fighter's Emblem Plus. That's a thing that's, if you're interested in this game, is worth knowing about. Fighter Emblem Plus increases strength by 18%. I believe it increases strength by 15% if you are just using regular Fighter Emblem. So you don't get doubles of accessories, which I would almost prefer. Your accessories get slightly improved as you find them again in subsequent playthroughs.
That's vital information. Good work, Light.
If you get the same one like a third time, I think nothing happens. But it's annoying because I'd like to, like, oh, I can have Fighter Emblem on 2 different outfits. Wouldn't that be handy?
They say Oracle.
No, that's not how it's going to work. It'll be, its passive benefit is slightly increased.
So the culprits are the children of Etro?
This area.
Let's find out. Once the gates are open, I'll try tailing them. Discreetly. It'll be the easiest way to find their hideout.
Where's the
I'll talk to the
Inquisitor?
Inquisitors. Hopefully
The
get these
Inquisitor has
gates open.
vanished from reality. I need to allow him to respawn. Inquisitor! Could you respawn, please? Is that you running around there?
The Inquisitor should know the heretics are involved.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him, but he's despawned.
As soon as possible.
In recent days.
Okay, yeah, he's reappeared now. I don't know where he went.
Now, could there be a connect? I wonder if I should.
Theorizing, Jeff. See, these people are just talking a bunch of nonsense. Like, this is not actually helping the Inquisitor. But anyway, we talked to enough people to complete the quest. I think this will unlock, this will unlock shops, including the hotel. Because what I'm really trying to do is advance time. So I can go back to...
Require a room?
Oh, you know what? Let me show this off real quick.
Anytime.
I'm surprised.
I haven't heard of you. But now we can buy materials. If you have materials, you can go to the forge and spend money upgrading these stats on your equipment. I'm not going to bother to show that on screen. It's nothing interesting about it, it's just menuing. So we will advance until 6 o'clock. We will go back to the Ark. We will see a scene which I can't remember if it happens in New Game Plus only or if it already happened. But we'll see it, and then we'll start loading a few choice slots where I have set aside some stuff that I wanted you guys to see in New Game Plus. Just put a capstone on the LP here. The LP is essentially over. This is the last video for us to just kind of relax and skip about from save state to save state, seeing things that Lightning could have done differently or better in the world of whatever this world is called, Nova Crystallia. Like on screen, we did Steve Bloom quest both
Welcome
ways,
back,
but
Light. Now step forward and off.
yeah.
I haven't told you everything about Aradia. Come here and I'll tell you what you need to know.
Okay, well, mighty materials. It looks like we've got to get through
This
this.
is Yggdrasil. There's a hard truth we must... Do you see that, Light? Light, do you understand your role? The more souls you...
Uh-huh.
There are certain...
The warp device has been unlocked. Ah, here it is.
The crystal is a divine relic, forbidden to mortals. It
So
has the
keep your
power to
polluting
change
hands
the flow
off
of
of it.
time and rewind the clock. With it, you can restore the past and live it over.
Cool. The world's time will be rewound and begun anew. Abandon this journey of salvation to start again. This is your stat maxing thing for those who want to do that. You can go back to the very first day. You can just keep replaying quests, and you don't have to go through the end game to restart the game. You just play through a couple of quests that give you high rewards and don't involve a whole lot of work, then reset, then do it again, then reset, and that is a method people use for stat maxing, which is, you know, a thing.
So with this, I can wind back time
And with
try to
this, I mean, of
succeed
course,
where
my
I've already
armored
failed. It's a
breasts.
second chance, but I'm guessing there's a catch, right?
Yes. There's always a catch.
Unavelza is evil,
Whenever
after
you use
all.
the crystal, everything you did during that time is wiped out, including your memories of
But
it.
what about my red
Well,
leather shield?
I guess that stands to reason. But does that mean I might have already used it? I could have done this before and not know it.
Whoa,
It's
you blew
possible.
my mind.
If you have, my memories will be lost as well.
Hmm.
I can say nothing with certainty. Perhaps you've retraced your steps countless times. Perhaps we've had this talk 1,000 times. But
Or
only
1,001
God can know for
times.
sure.
Only your Undertaker knows for sure. So all that was just so we could see that dialogue, because I thought it was kind of amusing. Whatever. Alright. Now, I'm going to find a save slot where I actually chose the correct New Game Plus slot, not the one from like 10 years ago where I got Bunavelza's weird double deity. So his Woppet is made of Linzai and Pulse, who are... I don't remember what Linzai is, but it's like a god from their cosmology, and then Pulse is the god of the planet that, you know, Space Australia, basically. So this slot, this is where I did New Game Plus, and while listening to riff tracks and just goofing around, I ran through, one-hitting all enemies that got in my way, just enough story to get to certain places. And we got Fang, because I didn't realize I would have to do this, and I might not have gone to the trouble had I known. But in order to get to the guy who gives you the quest to kill all the last ones, you can't get to where he is without dealing with certain quest things, including... I ended up getting Fang. I think maybe technically I didn't have to get Fang. I could have stopped one step prior to that.
According to the information we got from the bandits...
But this is the guy who gave us a quest to kill all the last ones.
Hey, you. Yeah.
Hey, you.
You there. Don't you think the last of something seems a bit more special? More valuable, even?
The last slice of
Not
pie.
necessarily. Could just be the leftovers that no one else wanted.
No, you got a good point. Never mind the quest.
You just don't get it. I guess I have to explain to you the awesomeness of my research.
It is pretty awesome.
No, you really don't. But thanks anyway.
I love lightning.
Wait. This is your last chance. Are you sure you want to miss out on your chance to hear the last researcher?
What?
Last researcher?
I'm back here, by the way.
No, I research lasts. Everything has to end sometime, right? Even us ageless humans, we still fall prey to illness and injury.
Illness?
Eventually, there will be a last of us too.
Wait a second. That means that
the
cancer
world
is
ends
eventually going to
first.
wipe all these people out.
But what do you want from me?
That's a weird aside, but many years ago, the late Stephen Jay Gould was doing a talk at the college near where I went to high school. So some other nerdy high school kids and I went to listen. And one of us, not me, asked him... I asked a funny question and got a big laugh from him, but because I was a smart ass. But another one asked, like, you know, because Stephen Jay Gould he was an expert and a lecturer on evolution, and he was talking about whether humans would eventually evolve and you know, with technology, would we ever have immortality? And Stephen Jay Gould said no, cancer. No, it was a very bleak answer, but that was it, because it's like, no, cancer basically represents the body just breaking down and like cellular functions stop working and like, you know, just chaos breaks out with your body killing itself, and that was his thing. So this guy, like, I assumed disease was not killing people in this world, because if it is, they are obviously screwed eventually, whether or not there is a stated end date where Bunavelza is going to wake up and wipe everything out.
I've spent this endless life of mine researching the ends of all the many things in our world. And now I'm researching the last of the monsters.
So you're
The monster of
studying how they
two
die?
strict mothers.
No, that'd be their last moments. I meant the last specimen of a species of monsters.
I don't follow.
I'm
You
sorry,
see,
I really
you
wasn't
reduce
paying
the
attention.
number of specimens in a species until they're on the very verge of extinction. Then, what will happen to the last individual?
He
One
turns
lone survivor
bright
in the face
purple.
of extinction.
It turns out the last individual receives the collective strength of its species, and it transforms.
into a purple version.
Is enveloped in a sickly light, and it becomes far stronger than is normal for an individual of its kind.
Unless it's one of the
I've
strong
come to call
monsters, in
this
which case
the
it becomes a
last
bit
one
stronger.
syndrome. I must gather data on all the species that manifest a last one.
So everything except for
I
the
wanna drive
Egyptian
every
god
last species of
enemy
monster to
guys,
the brink of
and
extinction
I
study
guess that's
their
it.
survivors.
Everything else does.
I don't know whether to salute you or slap you. You want to wipe out all the monsters in the world.
Well, why don't you do
The
both?
world is
Slap me,
ending
then
anyway,
salute me.
right?
I'm into it.
Everything is going to die sooner or later, so what's wrong with speeding things up?
That's a great
No need
point.
to feel bad. Get out there and start killing.
Yeah, of course.
Are you
You know what?
kidding
All
me?
humans die
I need
eventually, so
someone
let's just start murdering
exterminating
them.
monsters fast, so I can study as many last ones as possible. You're obviously strong enough for the task, so get to it.
It's impossible. All the time in the world would not be enough to hunt a species into extinction.
Well, lightning,
Yes, you're right.
I mean, tell that to the dodo.
Life countless times lives to do such a thing.
Or
Why ask if
the
you know
California
it's
grizzly
impossible?
bear.
Like I said, the world is ending anyway. If you don't ask for what you want now, then when will you?
If you don't
I know it's
ask,
too
you
much to
won't
hope
tell. Wait,
But
that
somehow when
was
I
something
saw
else.
you, I thought you might actually be capable of it.
Oh, I could
You
go
even listen
do
to
it. Why don't you
yourself.
let me go murder all the monsters? At the foot of the Oasis Lighthouse, Lightning meets a man called Zanford. Game, set, Zanford, who claims to be the last researcher. Not the last remaining researcher, he clarifies, but someone who investigates the phenomenon of Last Ones. Last One monsters are fearsome beasts that concentrate their strength of their fellow predecessors into one last ultimate incarnation. Lightning's task is simple, yet surely impossible. Can she eradicate all monster species and slay every last one in every last one incarnation? It is impossible to do in a single playthrough. But as you will see, it ain't impossible for us.
Since you asked, I guess I can at least try. But no promises.
I know you'll be able to do it. I can see it in your eyes. You'll come back to me a success.
In fact, you're not even gonna leave.
I've defeated all of the last ones.
I guess I'll
There are
back
none
away.
left. Are you happy now?
Check my nails here.
Yes, I can feel it. I can feel what your hard work has achieved. My last goal realized.
Anyway, check out that
The memories of all
Treasure
those
chest there.
furious battles are flowing through me now.
Oh, I'm weird.
So you're satisfied?
Most surely. It's like a dream come true.
A dream
I
of
didn't believe
murder.
it could ever be done. Something so difficult.
It wasn't easy. Or pretty. I won't say you're wrong about that.
But you overcame all of those difficulties. And so you have created.
And you've ensured the new planet won't have chocobo eaters.
So hard, you may find it leads nowhere. We've lived for 500 years with the dread that we're going nowhere.
Oh, like that, I was talking a few videos back about Erba and that bridge that just kind of cuts off, and you're like, what the fuck do we do now? Yeah, we're all wondering if we're going to get anywhere, or if eventually we'll just have to have Bartandalus show up and advance the plot for us.
But what you have just done has shown us the light.
Bartandalus literally, in Final Fantasy XIII, if you don't remember, you have this long path that you walk for about 80% of the game, and at the end of it, you're just like, well, where do we go now? And Bartandalus just shows up, you fight him, and then he leaves behind a spaceship for you to travel to Cocoon in, so you can end the game.
Of hope, illuminating the dark uncertainty that we have lived with.
Oh, is he talking about hope? Why isn't he talking about the nail?
Perhaps you are humanity's own last one.
Well, then why aren't I glowing
A last
purple?
hope remaining in this dying world. A light flickering in the darkness of the chaos.
No, I would agree with you, but I am not called the human Omega, and I'm not glowing
You
purple.
are the guiding beam of inspiration that cuts through the darkness. Indeed, you are quite surely the last light remaining in this world.
Well, I guess I should have talked to you during the daytime, because now it seems like there is no light. Wait, I'm Fang. Whoa, whoa, talking like this. Anyway, we get a lot of gold, and Bladed Lance, Hermit's Cap, and some very high-end stat rewards, as you might expect. And then he disappears, which is weird to me. Might as well see what the stats are for the Bladed Lance. The Demon Claw, 440 strength, 260 magic, 18% stagger power, and jump. Bladed Lance, 680, 680, 15% stagger power, overclocking manual, which is what Double Deity gave us, and jump. So this would actually be really good. It gives you stagger power and overclocking manual. Overclocking manual makes overclock last longer, which just sounds like a really good skill. The only two weapons in the game I know of that give it to you are this and the thing that Bunavelza drops. And the Bunavelza one comes with something that drastically reduces your ability to stagger. So it would be worthless for using overclock to stagger anyone. Neither of these can be earned in your initial playthrough, because one of them is dropped by the final boss, and the other one involves you extinguishing a couple of enemies that only appear in the area of no return. So, pretty high-end stuff. Alright, well, let's keep it going. Let us go. There is a mission that we failed to do in the first playthrough because it was only available temporarily, and we didn't fail it, we just never encountered it. And that was when we were running around in Yuznan trying to get fireworks to advance the story. there was a side quest we could have encountered to do fireworks, but we got enough fireworks without doing it. So I'm going to go to... This is probably... I don't know which of these would be the better slot to use. Or is it this one? Which of these represents Yuznan? I can't remember which of these city is which. I think this is Yuznan. I've only got one save in Yuznan, and that'll be the one. Okay. There will be possibly a little bit of pulling up the wrong save slots. You guys will have to forgive me. But this is the last video, and all we're doing is jumping around. A plan to invade. It's a daring plan. The walls around snows. Yep, okay, this is the right slot. So this video is going really long, but it's just the capper for the whole series, so I'm not that concerned. I could split it, but I don't know how much we've got left. Actually, you know what? I am going to split it. Oh, I'm such a little sneak. I'm going to split it. Because we're 40 minutes in. No, I'm not splitting it. We're just going to have one really long end video. So right now, we are supposed to get... Scour the city for fireworks. Okay.
Cargo line has been severely damaged to accident.
So to keep the story going at this point... Oh, never mind. I'm supposed to talk to the fireworks chief.
The boss is supposed to be at the fireworks launch site, next to that big building statue.
Are you the guy?
You got a question about fireworks?
This is the wrong one. Here it is. Okay, I'm skipping this dialogue because we're short of time, but this guy says, oh, go find my people and go get fireworks from them. I got Hope and on Kodak and the PA lady and Lightning all talking over each other, plus my commentary in a maddening mess of noise. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to everybody who can give you fireworks, in case we missed any of the dialogue, just because at least one of them I found amusing, and I don't know that it's one that we fought before. Oh, shut up. He keeps telling you not to run away from the enemies, but you can, so why wouldn't you?
What are you doing? It's dangerous around here.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take the fireworks guys, by the way, dressed like sweet brutes.
Fireworks for him. Here, these are his instructions.
A change of plans. It sure does look like the boss is writing. Fine, take them all. Or nearly all.
By the way, my chest is explosive.
I'll just keep a few around to ignite right here.
Give them
Those
to me.
fiery blooms in the night sky are like smoke signals for us.
I demand them.
That's how we let the boss know we're on the job. With a bang.
Okay. So he tells you...
That means all good.
But the note says, give me all of your fireworks, and you just kept some to shoot off.
From the others too, right? If that's the plan, you'd better be on your way. When the time comes, the fireworks are launched up into the sky. Each site sets off their fireworks at a different time, so you should think carefully about the order you want to visit each.
You did it. Now you just need to keep on going at this pace.
Okay, can I just go? Well, I mean, to stop them from firing their... I can use chronostasis, that's not a problem. But I can avoid these guys because I'm awesome. There are fireworks places marked on the map. There is a mystery one up here that they don't tell you about. So I'm going to hit all the fireworks places just to make sure we see all the fireworks dialogue. I'm not going to pick up that item, so I don't care about it. I'm not going to do the Chocobo ladies because I did that off screen. The cowardly pyrotechnician. It's a strange job to get into if you're a coward.
To tonight's launch is canceled. The boss is having me gather up all the fireworks.
Okay.
Is that right? Oh, thank God, I'm saved. I may work as a pyrotechnician, but I just can't stand the actual setting off of the
Oh, so you'll give us all of your fireworks
I can barely
then?
hold the match. I shake so much. Here, just take them.
Okay. I guess he's...
I'll use what's left to signal the boss. Let him know I got the message.
But you just told me you hate launching the... Okay. Sure. I hate launching fireworks. I'm going to launch some now, even though I was explicitly told not to.
So, have you picked up the fireworks from the others? Well, you better set out soon if you hadn't gotten around to them.
You still need more fireworks.
Be sure that you get them safely to the boss.
Okay. I thought I would check and see if he had any parting dialogue. Yeah, so this weird mechanic where they always find some excuse to fire one last thing of fireworks. They're supposed to give them all to you, but they just don't. They keep one to fire off, even if they explicitly say they don't want to fire fireworks at all. So now there's a special quest, because we just didn't come this way, so we just didn't see this guy. And therefore we didn't know about this, and I only found him while checking a list of quests to do in Yuznan, and finding that we didn't do this one.
I smell fireworks. Do you make them?
I smell chocobos.
Oh, I'm just a humble fireworks seller. No one knows me. Though if they do, they know me as Funicula. The lowly
I'm
pauper
Funicula.
who dreams of owning
I
a fireworks store in
I
Gluttons
decided to disgrace
Huh,
Native
that was
Americans
a
in
lot
my
more
address.
information than I needed to know. I am in the market for some fireworks.
I shouldn't have talked over. That was cute dialogue, and I spoke right over it. I'm so sorry. I will not be loading state, though.
So, what can you give me?
Give you? Look, I'm trying to run a real business here, okay?
He kind
I
of
don't
looks
get
like that
anything
weird
away
dude
without
who
getting something in return
is somehow responsible for
How
the
much?
Dead or Alive beach volleyball tournament.
You're a firework fan too? I like that in a lady.
Well, I guess just because he's a black guy with sunglasses.
Alright, then I guess we're done
That
here.
guy doesn't wear an Indian
Whoa,
headdress.
hold your
Native
chocobo. It's not my fault. It's the monsters who have run me out of stock.
Hold your chocobo? Is that like a thing we say? Because I've never heard that. Hold your chocobos would mean hold your horses. Hold your chocobos like you're standing there with your lad in your hand.
They made off with my precious wares of scares.
Those assholes.
My fireworks.
Alright, I should have split this into multiple parts. Just off Hawker's Row in the Glutton's Quarter, Lightning meets Funicula, a fireworks lover set to open the world's first fireworks specialty shop. Except that its entire stock has been stolen by monsters. Can Lightning recover the fireworks before time runs out? Sure, we can.
I see. I guess I'll have to get him back then.
Oh, you do that, then I'll thank you 1,000 times.
Monster that stole its fireworks can be found along the road to the champion's quarters. You say a monster just stole his fireworks. That's a thing that can happen in this world. These monsters just appear in the city. They start ruthlessly killing civilians and stealing fireworks. So I do believe we should be able to handle this. Because it's a basic Scante, and we have at this point beaten Boon of Elsa. So Scante, less powerful as it turns out than God. We obtained 5 fireworks. Here's an interesting twist. We now have enough to do the quest. But we were supposed to return them to this guy.
These must be the fireworks that merchant Funicula spoke of. What do you think? Will you return them, or just take them?
And, we could save and see what happens if you just take them, but I'm pretty sure nothing happens. He probably just becomes an NPC that you can't interact with.
That's a fair question.
I think he still existed in the world when you don't do his quests. You can't talk to him. You cannot take them back after handing them over. Are you sure? Yes.
Here are your stolen goods.
Oh, thank you. Now I can finally open my store. Come see it in the Glutton's Quarter. Make way! The firework fanatic is coming through!
And he just goes running off like a Fallout NPC. One of the modern 3D ones.
This is the Glutton's Quarter.
You opened up shop, huh? Nice place. Now sell me those fireworks I got you.
What do you think you're talking about? Whoever said I'd sell you a thing?
Screw you.
I couldn't possibly take a single gil from you, not even one. You're the reason I was able to achieve my dream.
My dream is
Take
selling
all that you can
fireworks.
carry
They're
with
giving
you.
them away. So he gives you 7.
Thanks, but you just finally got them back.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that. What's a grand opening without a few giveaways to liven things up? You sure you don't want to take one more?
One more. Why don't you light that one for me right now? I'd like to see the fireworks I worked so hard to get back for you. Show me what you got.
Oh, I can do
He's
that.
some
Sit
dude
back
with
and
a
enjoy the show.
purple shades
I'll
keeps
give you your
jumping
own
into the-
private viewing for all your help.
Well, it's not that private. I mean, everybody can see. So this quest, so it makes no sense. He can't open his fireworks shop unless you return his 5 fireworks. When you do, he gives you 7 fireworks because apparently he had fireworks. Like, no, the math.
Thank you. You saved my shop and me.
I was planning to kill myself if I didn't have those 5 fireworks returned so that I could have a total of 8. 1 of which I just shot now, 7 of which I gave to you, and I'm now out of business. Quest complete. So, we get that awesome headdress, and we have 80 maximum hit points, 8 strength, and 4 magic that we did not have when we defeated Bunavelza. We got enough fireworks.
You've collected the fireworks.
Oh, you're here for another visit. I won't forget how much I owe you. Even if this world is drowned in darkness, my fireworks will still show everyone the light.
He
If I
really
fill
likes
the
fireworks.
skies of this world, boom, 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 then that chaos won't be nothing to fear.
Sure. That follows. Now, what's with this other person wearing the headdress?
It's like a dream. I can actually buy used non-fireworks.
Oh, okay. I guess he's the only one selling. Like these other guys just use fireworks, they don't sell them. Alright, well now it's a complete waste of time, but I do want to talk to the other fireworks sources just in case we missed anything fun in the actual playthrough. Well, somewhere around here is the guy, Oh, they're not marked anymore because I have all the fireworks I need, but there are fireworks guys here.
The boss told me to come and collect the fireworks from you guys. Tonight's launch is canceled.
I have appeared in front of you.
Canceled? Well, okay then.
I'm Slutty. I'm Pigpen the firework guy, and he gives you 2, which is not really that much.
This seems a bit light. Are you sure this is all of what you have?
Yeah.
Well, don't tell the boss, but the truth is I am down a few.
I ate them by
I spilled
mistake.
my drink on them. Had to toss the wet ones out. But you can still use those, I think. Anyway, they're yours now.
Oh, and I'm shooting off fireworks, and I'm not even going to explain why.
Time for me to bail. That ought to be enough fireworks.
And the game continues to be like, you've got enough fireworks, stop. I'm like, no, I must do all the quests. I don't know for sure which ones I did on screen, so I'm doing all of them now.
You can't even see the play?
I think we did this one, but I still want to show it off. Again.
You must be one of the pyrotechnicians. I heard I could get some fireworks around here.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking.
I'm too
was the
drunk
boss
to
who sent
advance
me.
the story.
Do I look like I care? Unless, get me some booze and I might have some fireworks.
Alright, so we're gonna get this guy drunk.
If I have to, just wait here.
Huh? You really do that? Well, if you're willing to fetch booze for me, know that you have to be willing to fetch the best. You got that? Bacchus is
Can't be
brutal.
aristocrat
I've heard of
vodka,
it.
it's gotta be,
It's legends. They say
Grey
that one
Goose.
sip will whisk you away from this world and the sorrows that come to it.
Fine, I'll get some.
You do that, and get it done before the day is over.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really gonna do it? Give in to it all.
I don't have time to try.
I serve the demands of all drunks. That has always been my quest.
And convince him to hand over the fireworks.
You're enabling him, Lightning. It's
A lot
terrible.
faster to get him the drink he wants.
You might be right. He didn't seem like the type to listen to reason, did he? Alright, let's go and find this Bacchus' brew. The
And
glutton's quarter seems like a good start.
yeah, and you get it right here. I think we did this one on screen in the past, but it's okay.
Welcome.
We are. Maybe I have
carry
separation
bottles
anxiety.
of
This
brew
is the
here?
final video. Just
Why,
let me
yes, we
do
certainly
drunk
do.
quest.
What we lack, however, are available seats.
I don't need a table.
I just
The
need
brew
to
is
get
actually
liquored
a
up.
gift for someone. Would you be willing to sell me a bottle of it?
I would be delighted. Though I hope you understand that it is one of the more expensive items we have available here.
I'm sorry, we don't have an off license. 1,000 gil. Well, it's probably a pretty expensive way to get fireworks at this
So
point in the
this is
story.
I am honored to...
Oh, and he actually had more dialogue, which I just skipped over, and I don't know why I did that, but I did. Said it was an honor to give a gift to a beautiful woman, or whatever. And Lightning does take that, like, at a few points in the game, people do compliment her on her beauty, and she kind of takes it in stride. And I just can't be bothered with the Chocobo ladies, so let's give him his brew. Yep.
God, smite me down. This is Bacchus's brew, the real thing.
The real deal, Bill McNeil.
Really?
Sure, but only if you give me what I want. Now where are the fireworks?
Son of a bitch.
Hold on, I'll get them. The fireworks are yours. As many as you can carry.
I've got like 2, the same as the sloppy technician. Oh, 4, twice as much.
Did you make these? They're not like any of the others I've seen. I can tell you put real care
They're
into
covered
making
with puke from your previous
You gotta
freaking
show
binges.
mine. Yeah, I poured my heart into them. I promised someone I would, and I keep my word.
them. Promise someone. So this was a special batch?
Oh wow, there's a special
Custom
treasure
batch,
chest
is that
floating back there, which we will not be acquiring,
One of the local
because we're going to load here in a
He
second.
was always a sickly little thing. Never left the house. But he told me he loved the fireworks he could see from his window. I made him a promise. I said I'd make extra special fireworks for his birthday.
Yep.
Which, funnily enough, is today. Or it would have been if you were still alive.
You sure you're alright with giving these away? Aren't they special?
I was just going to blow them up. That's what you do with fireworks.
Better to get some use out of them than to let them rot. Actually, you know what? Leave me just one. That'll be enough. I'll set off this one for him.
I'm afraid they can't see fireworks in hell. Apologizing kid in hell. He's in
Thank
the
you.
sky, but you know
They'll
he's
be used
going
for
there, so say you're
something very
sorry.
important.
Good, they're yours. In the meantime, I'll let Bacchus here keep me company. If it's true what they say about this stuff, in a few minutes I won't remember any pain at all.
Painkillers. And there's dialogue that follows with our codec
So
partner.
I'm gonna blow up that set with the fireworks meant for a dying child.
That's fucked up, man.
Somehow, it doesn't seem right.
I know what you mean. But Lightning, don't forget we're trying to save a world here.
That's a good point. He's like, get over it, Lightning. We're trying to save the entire world. You can blow up the dead kid's fireworks. No, I can't. The world must die because this dead kid's fireworks are sacrosanct. Alright, there's only one thing left to do, guys. A very special quest that we failed the first pass of the game. Technically, there's 2 things, because on this save file, there's only one. You have 2 different possible outcomes for the Steve Bloom diary quest. One in which, well, you could fail any of them, I suppose, but one in which you find it and return him to it without reading it. But the other one is you find it, you read it, which fails that quest but opens the second quest. We did the second quest, so we could go back and play through and do the first way. But I'm almost positive I already showed that on screen. No, in fact, what we missed was a quest where there was a girl at a phone booth, and I went back to try to do that quest and found out that she had been murdered. So that's no good. We did, in our running around and doing stuff and not following a walkthrough, and there's only a very few quests in the game that are that sensitive, but there's a couple of quests, and that was one of them, where you can trigger it, and then if you don't finish it within a certain amount of time, the quest fails and becomes unwinnable. One of them is the one where those weird seer guys tell you to visit them the next day. But this one, we have to accept a phone call.
That's odd. Why isn't anyone answering the phone?
Good question.
What? Who is this? Who am I talking to?
Thank goodness. My name is Louise, and I'm being chased by some people.
They're,
You're being chased?
pretty messed up.
Alright, stay calm. Do you know where you are?
I'm by the North Station, right outside the graveyard.
But I'm at the North Station, not outside the graveyard. So what happened in our initial playthrough is I got that phone call, that quest triggered, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll get around to that eventually. Well, guess what? She's being chased by people, and I didn't go to rescue her, and she got murdered. Go figure. Hope you have nothing to say on Codec about this? I'm surprised Hope isn't, like, directing us. Oh, we gotta go find this girl. But in fact, we're supposed to come here and answer this phone. Because it's by the graveyard. This is where she said she was. We came to it right away. She ain't here no more. But she's calling this phone.
Somebody, help! Please help! They're after me. Is anybody there?
Is there anybody else there?
Is that you? Are they still after you?
Oh, is that you again? The girl who answered earlier? Those people chasing me? I lost them once, but they're back.
And better
Looks like they
than
don't know
ever.
when to give up. Where are you? Do you see anything familiar around you?
I see the cathedral.
See, I feel like I should be able to rotate the camera around her to see her face, but...
Scream for help to get their attention.
Shout
I'll try,
it
but I
and
can't
scream
promise
if
I'll
you
make it there in
want
time.
it, but-
Okay, I'll do that, but...
Don't you think the timing of the call was a little odd?
Yeah.
It's like the phone rang when I got close.
Maybe they have eyes on that place. I think you should go and see if she's okay, though.
Who is they? Like she and the people that she's working with to trick me? Yeah, cemetery gates, there's no sign of Louise, but the phone rings. That time it wasn't ringing, it rang when we got there, apparently. So, yeah.
She sounded scared.
Alright. She said she could see
She
the
sounded
cathedral.
lost
That
and
must mean
scared.
the south of the city.
So... you just kind of want to run... try to ignore goblins, because it'll be a complete waste of time to fight. We could do it, but... at this point I'm really supposed to be rescuing this girl, and she's not being chased by goblins. But honestly, it's been so long since there were enemies spawning in the city. I almost forgot it was a thing until I came back and started goofing with New Game Plus. Where is this phone? Okay, I'm not there yet. But there are a couple of NPCs that were like standing there with names, and we could never interact with them. And this quest pulled it together for me. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But yeah, this is literally the last quest that we never did. Not the last quest I don't have on the save file, because that would be the alternate version of Steve Bloom quest. But this is the last quest that we did not do. Goofed it up. Yeah, I'm surprised at a very thorough playthrough of this game, but we missed this one.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sweetheart.
The phone again? Be careful. This might be a trap. Someone might be watching.
You mean like
Something
fretting
being
man?
monitored?
No, don't worry, nobody's watching this. This is a JGLP. It's got like 2 viewers.
Louise, is that you? Are you okay?
Buster Wolf.
I was hoping you'd answer. I'm sorry I ran away without waiting for you.
I'm just glad you're alright. What happened?
What's going on, Holmes?
Well, I managed to get away from those people from before, but now... I think I'm lost.
And
Let me
scared?
get this straight. You're not hurt, just lost. And they're not chasing you anymore? The people that were after you before?
Yes, thank you. I'm alright now.
Look around you. Do you see any landmarks? Can you describe what
Or
you
maybe
see?
I could just ignore you because you're no longer in danger.
I see a bunch of shops nearby.
How far from the South Station are you?
Pretty far, I think. I didn't think about where I was going. I just ran.
And I'm a world-class sprinter, so we're very far.
Alright, I'll come find you. Stay there. Don't move an inch.
It's not that big a city.
I'll stay here. And,
Yeah?
I promise this isn't a hoax. You might not believe me, but
I swear by my honor as
I hope
Louise.
you'll come and find me. If you don't come,
Ah!
Louise? Louise!
Why would you hang up
What was
now?
she trying to tell me?
This is more force than you just firing off fireworks for no reason.
I realize this is out of the blue, but you don't happen to be looking for a little girl named Louise.
Yeah, because this guy is hanging out there for the entire game and refusing to interact with us, but being labeled. He exists to ask us about Louise.
I am. How did you know that?
Oh, your face screams looking for Louise.
I've fallen for her old pranks myself once or twice.
Pranks?
Am I equipped with like Fang's weapon from the previous
She's a bored
game?
little girl with too much time on her hands. No one around here takes her seriously anymore. Think about it. I mean, she's been living here for several hundred years. Several hundred years.
Yeah, I know. Everyone.
How easily could she get lost?
Everyone. Okay, well, that's a good
course.
point. Everyone has been experiencing that several hundred years thing. I know you're reminding the player, but you don't. You shouldn't feel you need to remind Lightning.
Just
Oh,
because
I've
she
come to
seems like a
interrupt.
child.
Can I use the phone?
No
Oh, he
child
is
in
using the
this world
phone.
is truly a child any
I didn't think
longer.
NPCs did that.
Even
That's
if
cool.
she is lost, I mean, it's not as though she's hurt or in any kind of danger or something.
What I'm saying is, let the girl die.
I'm sure someone will help her out.
Hope.
And
what do
that
you
dude in the brown shirt just walks up to
moving
fretting man and is like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? This girl's crying for help. You're convincing, and you're not just not helping. You're convincing others not to help her."
There was something in her voice, a real desperation. Whatever the case, I'm gonna find her. She's somewhere far from the South Station. Did she say messy little streets?
She has to be talking about Old Town. I think that's our best bet.
So I'm just checking for Steve Bloom while I'm passing through, but just a quick Steve Bloom check. There he is.
Got it. Reading that journal again, huh?
See, the NPCs give you little clues to the quests that are around, but in this case, it's like, why would other people be walking around like, "Hey, guy is reading his journal. Is that really worthy of comment?" I guess if he's done it every day for hundreds of years, perhaps, but you are no more weird or boring than he is if you take the time out of your day to comment on the fact that he is reading a journal. Just leave me alone, guy. I've already wiped out your species. Don't make it do it again. Alright. A monster spawned, like, right on top of us, like one hex off, and I managed to not encounter it. That is handy, because I do not feel like dealing with them. We are just trying to end it here. See, here's another. This guy talks to you after she gets murdered.
A girl was kidnapped from the area. The Order has been summoned to investigate, and the whole thing is causing quite a commotion.
A girl? Does her name happen to be Louise?
No, the Order
Yes.
kidnaps lots of girls, not just Louise.
Yes. Who took her?
That bunch of heretics.
The Order? I just told
You know, that rowdy group that was recently causing all the trouble in town.
Rowdy group? Is it Rowdy Reiko and the Road Warriors?
They must have drugged her. It all happened in the blink of an eye.
Sure.
The children of Etro are still up to their games, I see.
Jerks.
Where could they take her where no one would find her? Perhaps their hideout in the Inner Warren.
The Warren.
The Order seems to think that's the case. But no one knows when, or even if they'll take action.
They're really not very
Why
good.
not? Her life is at stake.
Yeah, but
Everyone
she's
around here
not very
knows Louise.
popular.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but she has a reputation for being the girl who cries wolf.
Hence the name of the quest.
Everyone's worried that this may just be another prank. This whole thing could be staged.
It seems Louise has
She's a
gotten
pro
herself in-
wrestler.
Where could little Louise be? Maybe she's hiding somewhere.
Maybe what started out as a prank got out of hand, and there was nothing she could do about it.
Good bird.
But we can't disregard the small chance that this could all be a trick of hers. What do you think?
Maybe that's why
I
she was
think
made their target.
that we should let her
Even
be
if she
murdered.
disappeared, they knew everyone would just think it's Louise being Louise.
The Order has closed the investigation. That's the end of that.
Wow, he just said we didn't know when they would act, not that they were just like, yeah, screw it, let her die.
It's not going to end well for her.
Yeah. We all know how it'll play out if we don't find her soon. Let's head to the Warren and see if we can save her before it's too late.
Also, let's go to In-Tout. Because irritatingly, she's in the Warren, which means we have to wait for midnight before we can actually get in there. So you have a certain number of days to complete the quest. So the smart thing would be to do all of this and then do other stuff and wait for midnight to knock it out. But we aren't trying to be smart. We're trying to be time efficient because we're trying to wrap up the series and just show off content that we missed. So we're gonna go into the Warren. We are hopefully not going to encounter a bunch of enemies because they do pop up. Oh, that's right. It's not just the Egyptian monster head guys who pop up after monsters are extinguished. The robots keep showing up too. Because this was a place I was used to. There's always the possibility of enemies showing up to, like, annoy you. And I need to get all the... I'm trying to remember where to go, and I think it's... Okay, I managed to avoid...
I can't handle this.
There we go.
What's going on here?
Luckily, I was still able to do this quest, even though monsters were hanging out.
Run!
But we always fight... Whatever. Okay, fine. I guess we're not going to fight you. In fairness, this quest only unlocks after you've beaten the main story quest line here, which involves, like, butchering those guys like they were, you know, slimes and dragon warriors, so they should be pretty scared of you by this point.
You must be Louise. I've come to take you home.
But who are you?
But I wanted to be murdered.
Oh, wait. You're the nice lady on the phone, aren't you? I recognize your voice.
If not your cool
That's
guardian
right.
FFXIII
Family
armor
need.
from before.
Thank you for coming to save me. Even after tricking you all those times, I feel bad about what I did. Really.
And truly.
I mean, all those calls before, they were just pranks.
Wait, what?
It's not a prank anymore when you find yourself in real danger.
Okay, so every
You
time
can't
up
be
until this
serious.
point she called us, it was a
You
prank.
realize you would have been killed if I hadn't shown up.
Yeah,
To tell
whatever.
the truth and don't get mad, I let myself get caught.
What?
I told the disciples I volunteer as tonight's sacrifice for the goddess.
The fuck?
What? Why on earth would you do something like that?
I messed up.
No, this is hard to explain. Okay, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but
I'm Coco
just try to
Chanel.
hear me out until the end, please.
Okay, I won't
The
speak
fact
over.
is, I lost faith a long time ago.
I won't speak over your dialogue, I promise.
This world has no future. We've waited for hundreds of years for God or the Savior, and neither has shown up.
And it turns out God's an asshole anyway, as you found out in the last video.
No one knows if there's a tomorrow. Everyone just lives for themselves. No one cares about anything or anyone. So I had to find out if there was still hope.
What do you mean?
It was a
This is like that girl who went insane if we bring her the wrong color Carbuncle doll. A moment, I'm glad, you know, I had a little bit of Zerfall doing co-commentary, a little bit of Lethal. I'm glad Lethal was around for a quest where a little girl goes crazy.
bad, okay? I put it all on the line to see if people were really worth believing in anymore.
Bet with whom?
I've pulled my share of pranks and caused trouble, and I've learned that most people will put up with your tricks a couple of times.
Especially if you're cute.
But no matter how good I act, how much I cry, and how much I beg, no one ever trusts me the third time around.
Well, why would they? God, I mean, I would have done it for completionist's sake, but I do not feel at all bad that we let this girl get murdered in our initial playthrough now. Jeez.
Even I know when to quit, so I made a bet.
Even I know when to quit, so I offered myself up as a sacrifice.
Let me get this
Quit
straight.
living.
You purposefully set me up twice and bet your life on me and my morals. Wagering I'd go against your expectations. You were betting on me to answer your third call.
If you did, then I'd be able to keep holding on to hope. I'd want to keep on living.
So that I could
That's
prank you
ridiculous.
again.
Do you even understand how lucky you are to be alive? You wouldn't be standing here talking to me if I hadn't made it in time.
Yep.
I knew you'd come and save me, though. Don't ask me how, but I knew that you were a good person.
I guess I played the
How
prior
did you
two
do that?
games.
You don't know me at all.
You think you know me.
I know. I just believed in you somehow.
I know I don't know that I know
Maybe
that I know.
because I wanted to. I wanted to believe there was still hope in this dying world.
Yeah, he's up at Boonaville's headquarters right now.
What happened? You came through for me.
I'm now talking
just
over
like I knew
dialogue, as I
you
said
would.
with that.
All of a sudden, I feel like a pawn in your game. And you're the one playing both sides.
Yeah, and I'm always the
That was
banker.
silly.
I mean,
Well, maybe a little.
the top
But I'm
hat,
trying to
whatever.
thank you. I'm glad there are still people like you in the world. You inspire me to keep my faith in humanity.
The humans are worth
In that
pranking.
case, you're welcome, I guess. I'm glad to hear that all that running around was worth something.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get
Remember, your life is valuable.
a quest
Don't ever forget
completion.
that.
I promise I won't.
Yeah, it's
And I'll
Fang's old
never do
weapon, so.
anything like this ever again. Thank you.
Quest complete. Get a leather rucksack. She get equipped with a leather rucksack. You usually get something that they are wearing.
There may not be a lot of time left, but if we all hang on to hope, we can make the future a better place. It might sound a little cliche, but it's true.
It's a true
That's
cliche.
what I think.
Hope, you got anything? No? Hope's like, I don't give a fuck. I am going to check one more save slot, because I cannot remember now. I think I might have made a save slot for this, though. So, in this LP, which should be over, this video really should already be over. This LP really should already be over. But we're going to do one last thing. It is the Garrus calibrating weapons of this LP. This is how to end it. That we've drained it of every bit of content that doesn't involve playing New Game Plus on the higher difficulty, which I guess I could do. But that would be more like an entire other Let's Play series. I think I may have set up a slot where we already did this, A Million Lives, One Truth. A life that goes on for hundreds of years with no change. A young girl tells me that it makes the people apathetic, that they've lost the sight of what it means to have a tomorrow, to care for one another. It is every man for himself. Disillusioned, the girl decides to make a deadly gamble against the cynicism. If someone will believe a liar like her, then perhaps there's some point in staying alive. Staying alive. Anyway. We are going to turn in Steve Bloom's journal.
I wonder where...
Well, I thought we were. Where's Ranulph? I thought I was going to turn in his journal. No, I thought I'd, oh, I'm playing as a different, costume variant here. Witherface, the girl, the avid reader. Oh, never mind. I completed the quest already. Okay. I saved after completing the quest for some reason. So yeah, this is my save slot where we have played every quest in the game. You didn't get to see Ranulph one more time, but you did get to see Marion wondering where Ranulph is. Neither of them knowing Marion's father? Adopted father? Not adopted father, like foster father? Not foster father. When your mother marries a new man, like whatever that father is, stepfather, yeah, was a murderer and all this, whatever. This is the save slot where I have completed every quest in the game. This is Garrus calibrating weapons, and this is me saying goodbye. I made that last video ridiculously long, but it was just a capstone on an entirely too long series. I even had someone show up in the comments a couple of videos back who'd never commented before saying like episode 100 something. Seriously? Yeah, thanks, asshole. But this is a Let's Play where we have done everything you can do in this game. And I hope you enjoyed. That's going to be it for Lightning and the gang. You'll never see them again. I forbid you to play the games for yourselves or to rewatch these old videos. That's an order from me, the God of Light, who is also a jerk. Not really. Do what you want, guys. Have fun. Enjoy having a free will and a soul made of chaos. Bunavelza might not be able to see it, but I do. I'm looking into your souls, guys. Bye.